So what's up everyone? We are on Lantern Jund. We have our fetch mana base, which is pretty unusual for Lantern. Usually we're on fast lands like Blooming Marsh and the Black White land I can't think of right now. So we got rid of the fast lands and we added 10 fetches, a few shocks here, and then some utility lands like Buried Ruin and Nurturing Peatland for our Canopy land. And then obviously we still have our Force Saga. As far as the main deck goes, we still have our Hand Disruption. We have some Galvanic Blast since we added red. So we're just trying 2 of those just to see how those feel. We still have our Ancient Stirrings. All this is generally the same here. We have our Grave Hate, our Needle, and then Cookbook for burn and just kind of getting rid of our hand to get under bridge. We have Collective Brutality, which has always been a good flex card. Always pretty good. Trophy as a answer anything we need. And then the best part about playing Jund is Wrenn 6. So this deck utilizes Wrenn 6 and Saga to kind of get that engine going. Obviously the fetch mana base, we do take damage as opposed to the fast lands where we don't. But we're able to get the colors we need and we can kind of mess with the top of our deck if we need to, if we have Lantern out. As far as the sideboard goes, we have some of the usual suspects, but some are different just because we are Jund. So something new is we're trying Klothys, Ashiok, Dream Renderer. Klothys obviously deals with graveyard stuff. Same with Ashiok and fetch lands and searching. A lot of this kind of revolves around getting behind bridge and just like having a planeswalker out. So while we're just sitting there, instead of having to mill them out necessarily, we can Wrenn 6 ultimate and we can Galvanic Blast them. We can Brutality them, Trophy, if we get enough lands. Same with Klothys. Klothys just like ends the game on its own. As far as artifacts, we have Chalice of the Void for Cascade, Soulguide Lantern from our Graveyard, Hate, Fatal Push, because a lot of the early creatures are like the strongest, obviously like Ragavan, DRC, things like that. Torpor for the ETB effects, Welding Jar and Spellskite for artifact protection, Damping Sphere for Tron and combo. We have Abrupt Decay just for like a catch-all answer, and then Light from the Loam for those grindy control matchups, or just grindy matchups in general. Yeah, that's pretty much the deck. So I'm excited to try it. We've played a little bit of it off stream, and I mostly got that it was just the core Lantern deck with some stuff thrown in. So we'll see if it continues to be that way. Typically we play Abzan, which splashes white for Prismatic Ending, and sometimes Kaya. So we'll see how much we miss Prismatic Ending over having Wrenn 6 and Galvanic Blast. So yeah, let's hop into some leagues and test it out. For those of you who are subscribed, obviously I really appreciate it. But if you're not, feel free to subscribe if you're enjoying the videos or anything, just to kind of show that what I'm doing is kind of being supported in that way. Obviously here we have like a higher majority of not subscribed, but it's cool that we're getting that many people watching and all that stuff. But consider subscribing if you haven't, just to support and stuff. Not a huge deal, but it's just nice, you know. Round 1, this hand, we're going to keep this hand. It has Ancient Stirrings for early play, it has Lantern, it has the combo, 3 lands. It's pretty awesome. We have Bridge if it's a creature. Obviously it's a Lurrus matchup, so all right, opponent mulligan to 6. So we're going to... We don't have the Stirrings yet because we already know... we know, like, we don't know exactly what we need yet. All right, so this is Grixis Death Shadow. Most popular deck right now. Hey, Bill, I don't know you, but I imagine you and I can be friends. There you go. Yeah, Void Stream is friends with everyone. So I imagine they're going to shock in and we're going to get like Inquisitioned or Thoughtseized or something here. And they're going to, okay, Monkey. So at least we know, man, so we do want that Shredder. We don't want them to have that. So we have to figure out if we want to Stirrings. So this is tough because we don't want them to have the Shredder. They might cast it, and then it's like really annoying for us. So we're going to... We're going to Stirrings to kind of either find it or get it off the top of our deck. Okay. So that's good. We also don't know if they need lands or not, so we're gonna like let them keep lands for now. We'll Inquisition next turn to see, and then we can start pitting off their deck. 6 inches of lower deck, asking for a friend. I'd say it's decent. All right, they played the Watery Grave. Hopefully they're gonna hit the forest, which we don't care about. And we have Inquisition to take away any drowns, or we don't care about Death Shadows because we have Bridge. Wrenn and 6, okay. That could actually ping the monkey. Thoughtseize. That's annoying. So they can just take Bridge. We might just... Yeah, they took Bridge. Daisy, you're asking for you. Oh, I hope you're satisfied. Do we care about Inquisition? I don't think so. I'm gonna draw Wrenn. So it sucks because this is one bad thing about Buried Ruin, because we can't play all 3 things out like this. So we can Wrenn and ping this. I think we're going to Inquisition and Pixis. Okay. So we're gonna Inquisition. I mean, we're gonna Cake Man. That's actually really annoying. Okay. So their hand is Lurrus and a bunch of lands. So they're gonna draw this land, and then they're gonna draw something off Bauble. Hopefully it's nothing too bad. Okay, so they drew another Ragavan. So their hand is 3 lands and a Ragavan. So they're gonna get the Saga, which is fine. And Gallons. That's a great question. Oh, Bridge, nice. All right, so that should be game. They're going to put Lurrus to hand. It's going to be annoying because they can cycle Bauble a lot. Another Bridge. We don't want to play Wrenn and ping because we're just going to play this out because, actually, let's fetch first. Oh, we'll get a Blood Crypt here, shock that in. We'll play the Bridge. And then pass here. Monkey can't attack. So they can play Lurrus out and play Bauble, which is annoying. So we're gonna have to figure something out here. We can actually Brutality lure us next turn, so it's not the worst. First time chat from viewer, Will. I will fall asleep in your face. Yeah, it's late for you. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Everyone, Will Hall, prominent MTG streamer. Yeah, it's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's like almost, it's over past 1, I believe, in the UK. Glad you could make it, though. We should have this game locked up, though. So let's see. We don't want them to draw that because we want to Brutality that. Okay, that's a good... oh, he'll answer. They're going to draw Unholy Heat. Dress down. Let's just target this. Okay. And then we don't care about dress down. I'm pretty sure. They do get to draw a card, but that's fine. Crocus and K-Command are the only cards that matter now, maybe Iteration 2. Yes. Yeah, Crocus is annoying. Usually we we'll get the Grafdigger's Cage for that, and then K-Command. We already... Did we mill 1 over? I don't know if they shuffled it, or we... I think we Pixis it. Like, this is the K-Command, I think. Trophy... We don't want. I mean, we'll draw that, whatever. So we can play Wrenn now. They have Unholy Heat, but like, that's fine. Bill is straight to business. I like that about him. Bill's not messing around. You don't mess around in the Lantern Discord. Alright, so we knew they had Unholy Heat, but like, it doesn't matter. So now we're just on time. Because their hand is just like nothing. So now we can just start milling ourselves here. Because we don't need another Lantern. But we're gonna keep their stuff. And we can use our... We're not using Pixis because they're drawing a land, and I don't want to... we don't have enough mill rocks to like play it risky like that yet. So we'll fetch at our end step to get rid of this. That's like one cool thing about fetching. I guess we'll draw the Lantern for now. Just because, we can also... What's our graveyard? Because we could bury Ruin. There's nothing in the bury Ruin. Alright. So maybe we can Unholy Heat. We can, like, Pix this now, because we don't want this. And maybe we can get, like, a double... Actually, nah, actually, you know what, no. Inquisition. No. We are looking for... I mean, that's fine, I guess. Just Brutality them, I guess. We're looking for... You need 2 hands to shuffle it. What are we looking for? I guess we're just looking for more mill rocks. So we're looking for sagas or mill rocks. I still don't want to mill them yet. This game's like 99% locked up, but we're drawing like kind of shit here. Pithing Needle. Another monkey, because it's really hard. Like, I want to Pixis, but like I don't want them to draw anything, so it's. And here we could have fetched to get rid of it, but we'll just. We're just gonna. They're gonna crack these maybe, but we're gonna name Mishra's Bauble. Just in case. I'm glad you guys are getting a kick out of it. All right, so they're gonna draw monkey. Now we can. They're also saving their fetches to if they do draw something good, they can. They can shuffle it away. All right, that's good. We drew Pixis. And there's a Shredder too. That's really good. So they can draw that. I'm not even going to read that. My chat as well. All right, they're going to play the Bauble they can't use. And then once we get this, then we'll start kind of being more aggressive. Okay. Now we have 4 mill rocks. Now this is over. Bloodstain Mire. So we'll yield to end step. Compexus. We will draw a Grafdigger's Cage though. And we have Wrenn in 6 too. So this turns off their Croxa plan. That's a secret to be in. Death Shadow, yep. Yeah, Torpor, we got some Wrenn in 6 up in here. But we don't need it, sadly. We're gonna, because they just have Unholy Heats in hand, so we're gonna just... Iteration. We're just gonna be on the mill plan, drown. Can draw another bridge. They have 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay. Let's play another one out. But yeah, again, this game's locked up. The opponent's just kind of making us play it out, but that's whatever. Gonna yield till end step. And we can just do this all because we have enough enough mill rocks to. Oh, that's actually a good one. One, two, three, 4, 5. All right, we'll get back Galvanic Blast with a Codex Shredder to save time. We'll use the super secret ability that it has, which is get a card from your graveyard to your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, actually, can we not do that with... Oh, wait, no, that's... Yeah, that's fine. We can get it back from our graveyard. We just can't cast them from our graveyard. Oh, and there's one on top anyway. Nice. Look at that, Galv Blast coming in clutch. So that's one of our win cons. Galv Blast with Wrenn and 6 ultimate. All right, so obviously we knew we'd be up against this matchup. We are a burn deck now, yeah, right? Weird, right? So they typically bring in Alpine Moon, Engineered Explosives, and K Command. So, yep, K Command and EE. And then Alpine Moon for Sagas, probably. What do we want? It stinks because like I feel like I want so much. Like, obviously we're not going to bring in all this. Like, I don't think we need Ashiok as much as I love that. I think we do need. I think I do want these. So we'll take 2 Thoughtseize out. The meanest and most fun deck in the format, exactly. Only a Lantern player would say that though. So we definitely want pushes. So we'll take 2 Thoughtseize out for 2 pushes. Soul Guide Lantern, Spellskite, and Jar. I don't think we need Clothis here. Prison Mike deck. Pretty much. There actually used to be a guy called Prison Mike, and he would play prison decks, so... Make like a Trophy, Shredder... They do put themselves pretty low, and a Pixis. We'll try that. So kind of like a slower. So we're going to take out some Mill Rocks. It's hard to say exactly, just because their deck's so flexible. It can have all the counters, all the... So like, it has like Drown in the Locks for counters. It would be tempting to bring in Chalice to put on 1, which would be hilarious, but... Alright, this hand is very land heavy. It does have Saga, but if they have Alpine Moon, I think we're going to try Mulligan in this one. Alright, this hand's a lot better. We'll keep this hand. And we'll pitch an Inquisition. So we could pitch Wrenn and 6 because we don't have any of the colors for it, but I kind of just want to keep it. Channeler. Alright, so we're going to turn 1 Inquisition here. Here's a rough translation. That's a nice top deck you have there. It would be a shame if anything happened to it. Exactly. So we manipulate the top of opponent's decks. I don't know if Slayer's going to answer that one. Oh, I dig it. Good answer. Do we care about getting double discarded like that? No, I think we're just going to take Thoughtseize. So their hand is 3 lands and Torok. That's a pretty bold hand. So hopefully, oh my god, they top decked Ragavan? That's really annoying. And they hit... What'd they hit? A land, okay. That would have been a nice land to have. So we know this is their hand. Galv Blast. So our Jund colors are showing that we can't cast what we want to cast, which is kind of annoying. So we can cast Pixis, or we can just Brutality, get rid of this. I kind of want to just get rid of that and ditch Wrenn. So we're going to escalate here. We're going to discard Wrenn. Kind of stinks, but... Our hand sucks. Alright, Bloodstained Mire. So they just have Steam Vents and Turok in hand. Just F6 here. Please do say, though, that this is not the size that matters. This is how you play it. Thoughts? I mean, Slayer does play a 60 card. Oof. Yeah, this isn't looking good for us. What do we name here? Probably Mishra's Bubble, I guess. Deck selection is 80% of win rate, though. Is it, though? Alright. So that's... we don't know what the rest of their hand is now. Their hand could be anything. We're pretty screwed, though, because we lose this to go get, like, a lantern, I guess. Like, their hand sucked, but ours was pretty awful, too, I guess. And we did go to, like, 6. Oh, we knew their hand's monkey. I don't even know what we could draw. There's another land. They had 2 lands. I guess we'll do that. We're gonna get a lantern. There's nothing else that really matters right now. And there's a bridge, so that's nice. Oh, but they're gonna hit the bridge though. Damn. Actually, we could have drawn it with Peat Land, but then we'd still be a land down. We could... no. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Like getting the sure bridge maybe, and then hoping to hit a land. I think that might have been the better play then. We'll just let them hit it, because if they're not going to cast it, so... Don't think you can bridge and land before you're dead? Yeah. Yeah. I just want to say, I guess. So if we land... nah, yeah, we're dead. Okay. Yeah, that was... our hand sucked. I don't know, do we want any more removal? Or we have brutality, I think. Well, that's 1 sub. Void Stream, thank you for the sub. Thank you, much appreciated. Now you have access to 1 emote, I believe. I think it's just the Karn emote, though. Yes, thank you for the 4 months. I guess we'll run this back, like... Alright, let's see if we can pull out a win here. Alright, we'll keep this hand. Yeah, so each tier is an additional sub, so there's like 3 tiers. And then I can add more depending on how many subs I have and stuff like that. So the more subs I get, the more I can add. Let's get... this doesn't matter right now, but we'll get Blood Crypt now. We will take... well, we're going to take Turok because we're going to escalate brutality. There you go. You got the butt cheeks. So yeah, we're going to take Turok there because we're going to escalate brutality and take K command. Because they're going to play out... Yeah, Dragon's Ring Child. So we can kill that and take their K command. It's a nice little twofer. You can escalate. Can do that and that. And then we'll pitch trophy here. So their hand is 4 lands and their land is 4 hands. Oh man. So obviously they can eventually lure us back some stuff, but we can kill lures. 2 for 2. Alright. They play the Tarn out. Let's fetch. Go get our stomping ground here. Look at us getting all these fetch lands, shocking ourselves to 14. It's weird. Usually we're not used to this. Ensnaring Bridge. This isn't what we really wanted. We could actually, how many, do they have, we could consider needling their Bloodstained Mires. What was, what was their hand? Is it this? They have 4 cards in hand? But they just played a Scalding Tarn, so it's 2 Bloodstained Mires. Is that crazy to take Pithing Needle and name Bloodstained Mire? Everything they have is cheap. Yeah, that's true too. Alright, good point, good point. We'll take Bridge then. It was tempting though, just to Stone Rain them off of 2 lands. Just gotta hope they don't draw anything. Because they still have like at least 1 or 2 more K commands. Alright, that's the mountain we knew about. They're probably gonna put Lurrus in the hand. They're gonna shock that and put Lurrus to hand. Yep. We're gonna save this Galvanic Blast for Lurrus. Another Shredder. So it's okay if they Lurrus into DRC here. I'm gonna go boom, boom, boom. Lurrus, DRC. Oh shit! Well, that's unfortunate. They drew Turok. Okay, well, there goes our hand. Damn. Okay. We got. Alright, well, True Soul God Lantern, that's pretty good. Take Dragon Rage Channeler. And then we can always sacrifice this if we need. Right now, we don't need to do this because all they can get back is Turok, and we don't care about Turok. It's this time you guys heard these songs. These are like classics. Do I want to mill them? I don't want to mill them because I don't want to have to get this with Croxa. Fatal Push is good. We'll just save that then. Time to dodge all K commands, exactly. Is this you singing? Yeah. Does it sound like me? That's catchy though, right? I don't know how loud it is for you guys, but I don't want it to be too loud. I'll turn up a little bit. So hopefully they play Lurrus out. That would be ideal. But if they didn't do it last time, I don't know. Death Shadow, sure. Hmm. Can hear it a little bit. Yeah, I never want it to be like too overpowering, but loud enough to feel a certain way. Good. So we can wipe their board. Obviously, we don't want to do that because Lurrus is in hand. I think we... I think we're gonna just push this now. We don't know if they have a counter in hand also. Hold Blast, maybe they're knock themselves down. Yeah, that would be ideal. I'm assuming they're gonna play... They have to play Lurrus out, right? There we go. That's what we want to see. So hopefully they don't have a drown here. They don't. All right, we're still gonna chill with Kroxa. That's a great draw. Wedding Jar is super great to protect bridge. So now we just need a lantern. We need a saga. We need a lantern. Right now we're just like hoping they don't draw something crazy. But stomping ground. We probably could be milling them, because I guess we'll just like wait to see if Kroxa shows up, because we don't want Kroxa to them to cast Kroxa after we already got rid of the yard and then they start cracking fetches and stuff. Looks like we're both flooding here. Ragavan, okay. We don't care about that. That's a good draw. Okay. See, I always think, like, is there any bad sides to making constructs right now? Like, do they have anything that would punish me for making constructs? We're going to... duress them, because we don't care about killing any of these. We could try to kill Shadow and... Did they draw a drown? Nice, okay, that's really good that we got that out. But yeah, I don't think there's anything... If we make constructs, they kill the constructs, but like that doesn't matter, right? Let me look at the list again. I don't think there's any reason. Like, obviously they could have dressed down. But I don't think so. So it's just like somehow in case they get rid of bridge. All right. So now we're a little slow on clock. I wasn't paying attention, but... All right. So we have Cage now. Now we can start milling them and get Lantern. Unfortunately, we can't F6 because we don't know what's in their hand. And if they go to K command, we have to protect our bridge. They're definitely gonna fetch us away though. Did they draw a K command? They did. Alright. So they destroyed. Interesting. They must have a Kroxa in hand. We're gonna mill ourselves here. Nice. That's what we're looking for. Alright, now we're just gonna be on like quick mill duty here. Play this. We don't want them having expressive. I'm gonna bobble. Thoughtseize. Yeah, we gotta. Okay. I'm just gonna like focus here until. Fuck, I should use that. Okay. Let's just see what they have so then I can start F6ing. Lightning bolt. Alright. No, we don't. We know what their hand. Their hand was a land. I just gotta play fast now. Yeah. Okay. Now we can F6. Now that we know that they don't have any K commands, now they're just gonna try to time us out here. All right. Yield to end step. I didn't mean to skip that. That sucks. Yeah, it's fine. Alpine Moon. This is Stirrings is good because then we can hopefully draw another Millrock. Now Lantern. F6. End step. Another stirrings is good, so we can maybe find a mill rock. Nothing. I don't want Saga because it's just going to take up time. Another stirrings, which is good. They only have 15 cards. We have 2 minutes. We should be good. F6. End step. Opponent has nothing better to do with their time, apparently. These people are funny, huh? So we got a minute to mill 8 cards. We got like, we only need 2 turns. Turn off auto yields. Alright, we got 54 seconds left to mill 5 cards. 1, 2, 3. Nah, we don't care about all that. They just helped us out. We don't care about Croxa. All right. There we go. Woo! Okay. So that's one little problem with like streaming and stuff like that is you want to talk and kind of engage and all that, but then you end up going to time. So yeah, like that's one problem with playing Lantern is obviously you have to play fast. Like we knew what we had to do the whole time. We just kind of played it like we just took our time and had fun with it. But like you'll get these people that think they can win that have nothing better to do and try to time you out. Obviously, it's their right to play it out, but it's still annoying. Fun fact, we have some chocolate chip banana bread. All right, so round 2. We are on the draw this time. Another very land-heavy hand that we are not going to keep. Excuse me. All right, let's mulligan. Are they? Oh, they're Yorion deck. Okay. I mean, I guess we'll keep this. It sucks. We need a red source for Wrenn, but if it's Yorion, we can assume it's like 4-color or something, so hand disruption's pretty good. And also Cage is actually pretty good against them if they're like the Eternal Witness. I'm gonna put back Forest. I mean, they could be Yorion, any like something, I don't know. That's a good draw. There's our red source. So we can play Wrenn next turn. We could clear the way for Wrenn. Except they have Fury. So we can take Counterspell. Actually, we can take let's take Counterspell, and then we can Thoughtseize Fury away. So that way we can play our Wrenn. I don't know if that's seems pretty decent. There is an argument to take Iteration and then Thoughtseize and then make them just counterspell it. But I guess they need land, so maybe it was better to take Iteration. Yeah. Especially because we're not going to play Wrenn this turn because we're gonna Thoughtseize Cage here, I guess. So we're gonna get Blood Crypt, right? Or Stomping Ground. So we can take what they draw. They did get a fetch. They got a fetch and they got and they drew Omnath. Let's take Omnath here. Play Cage. I think that's like the best value for them. So this is their hand. Play the Windswept Heath. A nice matchup here. It depends on how fast we can get our lock, but if they minus on, we can Wrenn that. That's pretty good. We get to ping that. They're definitely going to do that because they want to hit a land, or they want to try to hit a land. We do so much damage to ourselves. It's like insane. So we'll just do that. So we know their hand's Fury and a couple other things. Hopefully they're not hitting lands. Alright, they did hit a land. At least we get to Wrenn back some stuff. That's a great draw, actually. We'll want a Needle to name it. Needle at some point. Yeah, there's a lot to name with Needle, though. There's, I mean, the fetch lands, there's Teferi. Let's see what they're drawing. And we know they have Fury in hand, so if they draw another land, ugh. I kind of want this Inquisition, but I don't want them to have Iteration here. Iteration's just like way too good. Damn. Alright, that happens. We'll see if they fetch. No, they're not going to. Okay. We're going to get rid of their Omnath. Definitely don't want them having that. Alright, they're going to fetch that away. That's expected. For land, okay. Oh my god, another one? There's Needle. It's so annoying. Yeah. I'm gonna play Omnath. They just tapped like a few good things in a row, which is rough for Lantern if they just go like winner, 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 like all this. Alright, so with that on the stack, we're gonna trophy that. So that way they can't or actually, no, we fucked up. I think we should have waited for them to, yeah, that was a fuck up. I think, right? Was that the right time to fetch? Or we should have waited for them to fetch and then, yeah, we fucked up. So we should have waited for them to fetch and then trophied it. That was a mistake. So now they get to hardcast Fury and kill our Wrenn. Yeah, that sucks. That was just a mistiming. Yeah, we're screwed now. Spreading Seas, we will pick so they don't get another Fury. Random 6 isn't much better. This matchup seems hard. They just have like so many things. I'm not sure. We just have to get an early interaction. Nah, we're dead. Because they can just ping us and attack, yeah. Alright, let's see. Bring in Ashiok. Clothis, Light from the Loam. Torp Orb's huge. I like the hand disruption. Brutality. Don't care about. I like all this inevitability here. And we definitely want like this package right here. Like Galvanic Blast is kind of, it kills everything. We kind of want that because they're Omnaths and Furies. Trim like a Pixis. Do that. Trim one of each of these. Like bridge, they're not like super aggro attacking, so. But yeah, it was kind of rough because their hand was terrible, but then they just drew like five good things in a row. This hand's great. So this hand has lands, it has our combo, and has protection. Let's just get this now, I guess. The Shacklands kind of hurt, but we're gonna play the Shredder first because next we're gonna play Starrings on Lantern, but we don't want them to play a fetch land and fetch away whatever something bad that they're not sure that they have. So that's like a little sequencing trick in terms of what to play first. But and they have Monkey? Oh, that's nuts. Mikey big deck. Man, they have Monkey. What is this deck? Just like a straight up value deck? I don't want to mill them because I don't know if they do run Eternal Witness. Okay. Double Expressive Iteration, Memory Deluge. Yeah, they're like a weird, just straight up value deck. Let's get this. Play Lantern and see what... So they get a trophy. There's Veil of Summer. Do we care if they have Veil? I think it's fine for now. It's a reactive card. We already had our hand disruption. Magic, yeah. The Battle of Wits worth over 6 grand. I did see that video. That stuff's pretty funny. Alright, so they're going to take trophy here. Their hand is just something like that. I guess they could cast that. They could kill one of these. We don't really care. I don't think they're going to do that, though. They played the Forest. They have Iteration in hand that they could play. They could trophy one of these. If anything, they'd probably trophy the Shredder. Interesting. We don't care about getting the land. We want the stirrings on top, though. For Saga, that's fine. And then we can play Spellskite to protect from Vagavan. Yeah, I always watch like his stuff. He's like just funny in his own like little way. And we're gonna block, obviously. They have like a bolt or something. They put Yuri onto him. Another Veil. So at least we can... Oh, that's a good draw, actually. So we can play that. Play our Lantern. Mill the EE. Oh my god. Okay. So we got the Lantern and got rid of it right away. That's rough. At least we got rid of the EE. Construct beatdown, that's what it seems like. They get iteration, so they're gonna hit a land. Yeah. Iteration's so good here. They still have Deluge also, so that's gonna be huge. They have Deluge and like Veil in hand. But we're gonna get in and get another Lantern. Abundant Growth. We have to get a red source and shock that in, unfortunately, but this fetch mana base is just doing incredible amounts of damage to us. It's not my favorite. Create another construct here. Guess we get Lantern. Play out Pixis. And we'll get in. So they have a fetch land. Ending's another like really unfortunate one. They also have 7 cards in hand, which is like crazy. So we're gonna try to Shredder this away. If they do anything else, then we'll probably have to Pixis. Because they might play a fetch, try to Deluge, and then we Shredder. So we'll see. Alright. So they're gonna fetch it away anyway, so that's good for us. Alright, monkey we don't care about. I know what? I don't know. Alright. So that's tough for us because we're not able to see what they're getting, so this Thoughtseize should help a lot. And we get to swing in for a lot. Draw this Thoughtseize. Can take anything that they drew. Or what they drew. Oh, we knew they had Veil. Yeah, we did know that. That's fine though. That's stirrings. Get another shredder. Alright, so they have one more turn. They could have force, they could have like anything from the memory deluge. We have one spell skite, so that'll protect from a couple things, but alright, they fetched a Triome. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. Yorion. Yorion's gonna blink Abundant Growth, and they're just gonna draw Wrenn in 6, and then they're dead. They're gonna mill our land here. We don't need bridge because we're on the offensive. I'll let them draw the Wrenn, and then we're gonna Pix this land away. So you can Pix this. That's good. This is Deluge is good to Pix this away because I would draw that. It's good to Pix this away because it stays in the graveyard. Galvanic Blast. These people are so weird. They just, I mean, they're just like obviously playing the time, but it's just so stupid. It makes no sense. All right, so do we want to change anything? Brutality could be, I don't know. Brutality I kind of like because it does have the duress and it can kill monkeys. But I think monkey's like a sideboard plan from them. So if we take out another bridge, bring in one collective brutality. This is an interesting hand. So this can go get Overgrown Tomb. We'll keep this. This can get Overgrown Tomb and we can cast all our stuff. So we're going to Stirrings. We're not going to play Lantern because we don't want to give them the advantage to... So do we want Needle or Pixis? I think we want Needle. I think it's too early to Pixis. Maybe right now. It could be good next turn we go Pixis Lantern, but I think Needle on either EE or whatever we need it to be on. So it looks like they're going to play their own Wrenn in 6. No, they got a blue source. Oh. Brutal. Alright, we need some lands. Get this Bloodstained Mire. It's kind of a weird turn. But what we really want to be doing with this Life from the Loom is playing Sagas. So we can get Life from the Loom, mill Sagas, and then get it back with Wrenn in 6 and Life from the Loom. Jeez. So we'll just draw. We don't need to do that. All right. We have 6 cards in hand. I really wish we had a hand disruption so we know, because I don't want to like preemptively name Wrenn with this, just because we have our own. Let's Stirrings first, and then we can always Lantern. There's a Saga, that's actually huge. So we should have done that before, because now we can't play this, so that's a mistake. Force of Negation. Interesting. That's something we should be wary of. But if we're gonna go Saga beats, we don't care about Force. Or we can just make them blow it on one of these. But right now they're pretty far ahead. Teferi. They kept in Teferi too. I was hoping they boarded that out. Sure. So now when we play Wrenn, it's gonna get forced. I'm gonna draw. So this should get forced. No, wow, okay. Definitely gonna ping Teferi here and play out Urza Saga. Spellskite. Am I just crushing everyone this evening? This game's looking a little rough. This is a pretty bad matchup, I think. I think they just have like a lot of value cards to outvalue us. And I don't know what to put this Pithing Needle on to shut off one of their cards. Yeah, I think we just pass. Counterspell. We know they have Counterspell. We know they have Force. They just have a lot of protection. So no matter what, I'm pretty sure we can't win this though. Abzan Lantern has good game against us. It definitely has better, I think. I mean, it's kind of similar. Like if we can get our own lock, yeah, we knew about the Spreading Seas too. That stinks. I think we're just kind of getting outvalued here. Because now when we play Pithing Needle, it's just going to get like Force or something. If they don't force this, then they'll force this. They're probably going to force this, and then we can get Saga back with life from them. Most likely going to force this, though. Yeah. Because this is going to ultimate, and we're going to be pretty sad. So we could Galv Blast it now, while they're kind of tapped out. But then we don't get Saga going. I think I'm going to do that. Buy us some time here. I should have played a fetch land to get rid of this land. They're also drawing Spreading Seas. Yeah, they just kind of have everything. They have two. They're gonna have a second counter spell. Yeah. So they get that back. We can't even like play Saga because it's just gonna get destroyed. They put Uri into hand. We draw a dead card. Actually, we can just loom this away. Play that. Can't really do much here. So there's just Spreading Seas or Saga again. They even have another Teferi. Planeswalker decks are the most difficult for Lantern. Just because we especially this version only has one needle. So we can't needle EE, Wrenn and 6, Teferi, fetch lands. Like there's just way too much. This is gonna get countered. Probably playing like a Deluge or something. Oh, Teferi. Plus, okay. Plus on Wrenn. Draw Ashiok. Ashiok gets countered. Counterspell. Yep. So we'd be in a much better place if they didn't have their 2 Spreading Seas. Because that kind of just, like, we would have had a board presence and been threatening their Planeswalkers. So, even Teferi to bounce Saga is just brutal. Prismatic Ending. So they're about the ultimate. There's nothing we can do about that. I'm gonna put your hand to hand. Or Deluge here. This Yorion, yep. And we just have like too much stuff in our hand too, because we've used Light from the Loam to get other lands, so now Bridge isn't even something. And Teferi can bounce tokens and stuff like that, so... And we know they have Veil here. Yeah. Yeah, there's no way we're winning that. Jesus. Yeah, we just got like outvalued way too much. But so far I haven't really... The mana base has been kind of sketchy. Like, we just take so much damage because we want all our lands to come in untapped because we're constantly playing stuff. There's not really a time where we just can fetch and fetch a tapped like at the end of turn. So that's one downside. If we're ever against burn, we just straight up lose. There's like no way we can win unless we draw all the collective brutalities and stuff like that. All right, we're on the play. We cannot keep this because it only has 1 land and it's a colorless land. That stinks. All right, we'll keep this. We'll put back a fetch land. Or I want to keep Peatland because I want a Wrenn and 6 value. So we'll put back Foothills. Like, unfortunately, we're going to have to shock this in because I want a Stirrings turn 1. Because we're going to Wrenn and 6 turn 2. And we don't know what they're on yet. They're not on a companion, which is good. So it could be like anything. So this is tough. Do we want Ensnaring Bridge or is a Saga? I'm inclined to say Bridge here because we have Wrenn and 6. This is more offensive. This is more defensive. I'm going to go defensive here. If we knew what they were on, it would obviously influence what we choose, but hopefully this is the correct choice. Sacred Foundry tapped. That's scary. So we have to shock this in, unfortunately. Green, red. Just a lot of shock lands. I mean, hopefully they don't just like bolt this or something. No. I'm trying to think what else plays Sacred Foundry. So we can yield. And Verdant Catacombs. So they're on like a... Oh, they're gonna ending our Wrenn. That's fine because we already got value with our land. Alright, let's see what they're on. Just like a Naya something or other. I really don't want them drawing that. I feel like that's really good. They obviously, it does have a graveyard value, but I'd rather them not. Ugh. That's annoying. Second Prismatic Ending. I didn't play a land for turn either because I was, damn. Alright, well that's a mistake. I was so sad about that Prismatic Ending. No, I don't think it's not Glimpse combo, no. They don't play Ending or Lightning Bolt. So they're gonna Ending probably this. Oh, they're Ending that. Do we want... I'm gonna... I don't care if they have Bolt. I'm gonna target ourselves. Is that their Wrenn? Oh, Tarmogoyf, okay. This is just like Naya good stuff. We drew another land. Hopefully they don't have a way to get rid of this. It sucks we're like flooding hard here. I'm glad we took this bridge, but... Wrenn, okay. They do have a Wrenn. They can get back the Verdant Catacombs. They can also start cycling Horizon Canopy, which is annoying. We're probably gonna cycle Peat Lamb. Jesus, alright. I don't want to, I'm gonna do it. I was gonna say, so the bad side of this is if we draw another land, it can attack. Oh my god. Yeah, fuck me, dude. That sucks. We've drawn like 6 lands in a row. I think it was a risk we need to take because we're kind of falling behind here. So they're gonna cycle this now and then just run it back. And then they're just gonna get so much value out of Wrenn. I don't know what main deck they have to get rid of Ensnaring Bridge, but we're gonna fall to 10 at least here. So they didn't play the Horizon. They didn't play the Horizon Canopy, so they must have a 4-mana play here. Blood Moon. Okay. Well, that's good to know. So we should definitely fetch our forests. All right, they're gonna start going at face. This plays no lands. So fucking dumb. We literally just drew like 7 lands in a row. Alright. So against, I guess, Naya, just like a Naya deck. I mean, there was just like a mid-range deck going around here that kind of fits this. EE and Ancient Grudge probably. Something like this. And then we take out... It's always so hard to board with this deck because there's not just like easy ins and outs. Like all these cards are good sometimes. Like Brutality's okay, but I don't think it's good here. Trophy can be good. Wrenn can be good. I don't think we need Grafdigger's Cage. Because if they have like early interaction like Monkey or... But yeah, that game, we'll keep this. That game would have gone really well if we didn't draw a million lands. Also, Jar is weak to Prismatic Ending, but... We'll get our basics. We'll get Swamp and Forest here. There you go. Well, that sucks because now we can't cast Wrenn, but... It's alright. Hopefully now we want to draw 1 land here. But if they Blood Moon us after we have our Forest and Swamp, we'll have that mountain for Wrenn. We have Push for Tarmogoyf, which is cool. Get green. That's fine. So we're not drawing a second land, or a third land, which stinks. But we do have Spellskite for any removal in the future. And then we'll play out... I guess we'll play out the second Lantern Just as like a shuffle effect if we like really want to draw land. We'd love to get this Clothis out. It's almost like tempting to shuffle away this, but then we'd be getting rid of 2 lanterns. Temple Garden. And Endurance. We don't care about Endurance. Probably play their own Wrenn, yeah. So I'll just play out Lantern here. We kind of want that bridge. I feel like we're just going to end up sucking it up, which sucks, but... These games are just like coming down to shit luck here. There's not much we can do about it. So we're going to draw this bridge. They're probably going to play Tarmogoyf here. I think they drew one already, so we can push that, which will buy us some time. Draw bridge. Hopefully there's a land underneath, and if there's not, then we'll lantern. Hopefully draw another one. Oh god. Alright, well now we have to save push for this. So we're going to end up having to take some hits from Goyf if they play that now. But they're taking their time here. 3 mana. Prismatic ending on... Damn, okay. So that we can assume that they have another ending for this. All right, well, Saga's good, so we're gonna play, man, we're gonna play Saga and they're just gonna play Blood Moon. But we'll play Saga and play Bridge out. Oh, man. Oh, we knew they already had another bridge. I mean, another Blood Moon. Yeah, this isn't looking good. We're gonna have to shuffle this away. And hopefully we hit something like a land. It's not the worst, but... At least we can try to find a land here. Hopefully they play like oof and we can just push it. We have like 2 looks at a land. You good to chat? Oh man, you're at work? How was work? We're only on this is match 3. These games have been taking forever. Because people think they're gonna time us out, so we play it out and then it's like, hopefully they don't have Veil. Can't imagine they would. Okay. So we're gonna mill this, try to hit a land. Like I went Inquisition. They're just gonna ultimate that and then just... I think I went Inquisition. As much as I want this land... their hand sucks. Okay. We're gonna take that. So this is their hand. They do have access to Prismatic Ending with Wrenn, which is unfortunate. Yeah, but it's only taking a while because they're playing it out. They're refusing to quit. They also don't have white mana for Prismatic Ending. I just realized. So that's actually really good. So we finally get the draw. We're actually going to mill this because this can get on a bridge. Actually, well, we can always ping it with Wrenn, but... Oh, that actually has white mana, so we don't want them to have that. That would be bad. Prismatic Ending. Alright, we don't care about that. We finally get that. Play out bridge. Oh, you're calling out the salty opponent? Okay, yeah. Yeah, they thought they would time us out. And we were just like chatting. And we won with like 45 seconds left because we were just chilling. So they're gonna flash in these endurances. And that's if they targeted us, so we get all our stuff back, which is pretty awesome. We don't mind about that. If anything, they should have targeted themselves to get like oof back. We'll get rid of their fury. And we'll get rid of their oof because we don't want them having that. Alright, well we're gonna draw this. So obviously we need to get rid of this oof. We could play out Lantern now, but this is already tapped, so it doesn't matter. So they're gonna play their other endurance. Get rid of my Lantern, which does nothing. Because this deck doesn't run Academy. Opponent's down almost 2 minutes. And then Clothis is just going to start eating away at their graveyard. So we're just going to eat their stuff just in case they decide to endurance it back. And then also ping them. So we'll also play the Lantern first. And then, yeah, I would. Oh, so there you go. That's why we played Lantern first, so we can get their another oof. All right. Well, we have to throw that back now. And then that was a mistake. So I should have tapped this so that I could play Wrenn, but now I can't play Wrenn. That's crazy. They just run like 4 oof, I guess. Shit. Okay, well we can ping that actually, so we don't care. I was gonna say we were nervous about the white because they have Prismatic Ending in hand, but why not exile the cards with Retrace? That's smart. Let's do that. So we're gonna have Force and then Ending. I guess I was thinking if they had Endurance, they'd put oof back, so we'd have to deal with it. But once we kill this, they won't have white mana. So we're gonna Wrenn ping this, but that's smart, yeah. I don't know why they... Can they do this at instant speed? I would imagine, yeah, instance. Another Hierarch. Shit. Alright. So we gotta hit with the Stirrings. Oh, Galvanic Blast, that's huge. Well, take care of Bolt, so they can't get it back. We'll do this now because, actually, let's Stirrings first. Because we could go to face here and eventually kill them. Oh my god, these hits. That sucks. We'll just do this now so that it gets rid of Ending. Or they don't have any chance to get Ending online. So yeah, we still have no idea what's in their hand. They could be drawing whatever and we just have no idea. We just don't want to be milling them because of Retrace, but... Another bridge. That should be pretty good. Now we have 2 ways to secure. Actually, we have 3 because we have 2 Ensnaring Bridges and a Welding Jar. There's the oof. Man. Yeah, they had 4, I guess. We just couldn't get rid of all of them. Just gonna keep pinging them. Keep draining them. So now Jar can't save us if they do draw Force. Unfortunately, so if they force our just 2 bridges, we just lose. That's a great draw for them. Damn. They pitched 2 Blood Moons. And it's crazy that they probably have like 4 oofs and like 4 force negations. Opponent said, wow. I don't know what they're talking about, but another Wrenn. That's not going to do much because they have nothing in their graveyard to retrace. We just need some good draws here. No, it's not the good draw. So we'll eat their... Yeah, they must really hate Affinity with their sideboard. We have a couple turns. I'm trying to think of what they could draw to get them out of this. I think it has to be Force and Negation. Okay, nice. Trying to think. So they have oofs, which makes me... So they have creatures we want to kill. We're going to get rid of Jar. Jar didn't do anything for us because they have oof. I don't think their removal is... Well, Force of Vigor, actually. We kind of want to keep Jar in. We have pushes, Galv Blasts. Kind of want to cut a Wrenn for like a Collective Brutality. Ugh, this hand. We'll keep this hand and pitch Catacombs. So we get to at least get our forests and swamps here. Play our Lantern out. Inquisition, that's pretty good. We can take any like removal they have that's not Force and Negation. I mean, I keep saying Force and Negation, Force of Vigor. Maybe take a Prismatic Ending. Alright, they didn't have a turn 2 play. Oh, Needle's pretty good. Veil of Summer. They could just have like... If they have Blood Moon next turn... Well, there's Wrenn, so we can Needle Wrenn. They have like a fetch land here. So they could go... No, okay. I'm just gonna play it slow. We can make a couple constructs here. If they die, we have Bridge and Clothis as backup. Endurance? Yeah. That's fine. I don't know what they... Like... I think this might be their main deck card. And they just didn't board it out, but... Alright, so they drew a Prismatic Ending, which stinks. So if we Pithing Needle Wrenn, it just dies. But as long as they're getting Wrenn and not one of our main stuff. They should play Wrenn out here, though. Yeah. See, I would sack Canopy and then get Canopy back, yeah. Slow is probably how we win here, yeah. It's gonna be a slugfest here. Sucks for not really drawing much, but... Yeah, that's fair. It might prevent us from milling them. Play this. Play the Needle out, name Wrenn, and then they can choose, wow. I almost hit Wrenn in 7 there. We can Needle this, and then they can choose to, hopefully they only have, one Prismatic Ending, which they don't even have white, actually, so... Oh, well, there's their white. They have Horizon Canopy in hand, so they can do it that way. So it doesn't matter if I mill this card. There's Force of Vigor. We gotta mill that, but we have to do it. Hopefully they tap this to, they're gonna tap this to Prismatic Ending this, and then we can Codex this. Wow, they didn't. I'm gonna force the issue. See what they mill. A land, okay. So that's fine because it gets rid of their white source. Well, I mean, I guess they have another... They drew the Temple Garden, but... We need a red source here. Yeah, so they can play the Temple Garden and get rid of Pithing Needle to activate Wrenn, or they can play the Temple Garden and get rid of one of these constructs. They're at 4. They can also play the... They can also get rid of Clothis. But then that's their entire turn, and then they just lose the beats here? I'm not sure. Depends on what they have. So then they can go white, green, red, and get rid of Clothis. Or they're just going to get rid of a token, okay. Blood Moon? Oh, Pyromancer. Another great draw. I don't know what they're going to pitch here. 2 lands. Okay. Alright, Clothis. They got it too. They have one more turn. They're probably going to ending this. I feel like they have to. They have to have another ending in hand. Now they can get in with this if they want. I don't think they're going to, though. No. They're at 2. If we can draw a Galv Blast, Galv Blast would be huge. Tarmogoyf. Alright, I guess we're going to play out our bridges. Actually, I mean, we could just... That's fine. We could have blocked and then just played bridge out, but... Their hand has to be shit, right? Oh, man, they're just sitting on... Okay, well, that's good they use that on Thoughtseize. Also, another reason to not block with Construct is because it can block Noble, because Noble can get in. Or they can both get in, actually. Oof. So they're just sitting on a bunch of reactor spells, it looks like. This will put it in the graveyard, but... I don't know if they have a way to just, like, ping this or something like that. They're at 1. So they have no... They can't activate any fetch lands. Peatland. Draw with Peatland. A Wrenn that we can't activate. Oh. I wonder if there's if we draw something to get rid of our needle. Another land. Ratchet bomb. All right, so we have a little time before this goes off. They're probably gonna put this on 3 and try to like get in. Oh, good draw. Let's see what we get. Get a Saga. Okay. They're just gonna chill. Gotta figure out what we're gonna get with Saga. Probably a Lantern, I would assume. This is like a grindy top deck mode. We are getting some salt from the opponent, so that's pretty funny. We'll be posting that later, but Also, too, we're going to be getting a lot of construct tokens, so if this kills bridge, we still have like a lot of defense here. Looks like we're just all hitting nothing. Also, opponent's not using his Seasoned Pyromancer well. We drew it. Nice. I don't think they have anything to get out of that, right? Oh shit. Alright, we gotta save this. Do you guys want to see this? I'll show you. You guys get a first look here. Again, don't forget to report me for hacking. This is the kind of stuff you get when you play Lantern, right? We'll keep this hand. It has Lantern, Shredder, Bridge, Inquisition. It has a pretty good everything. Like everything we want to do turn one. Obviously, this colorless land has been screwing us lately, but it's okay. We'll get black green because that's our main. You always knew I was a dirty cheater. Did you see what they said? Did you read that? Oh my god. John what? Just that mono red Saga deck. So we're gonna play bridges out to combat all the sagas. This is 6 damage. Question: how do you feel about the BNR with no modern changes? So about the BNR with no modern changes, let's take Bauble here. Could take the burn, but oh, it's Gigantha, but I don't want them to fetch and do the bubble trick. I'm like okay with it. Like obviously people want Luris Band or Ragavan Band. They're gonna suspend Riftbolt here, yeah. We could have taken the burn, but oh, that's a good draw. Traverse the Uvenwald. Roundsley, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Welcome to our Abzan Lantern stream. How are you doing this evening? Alright, so we're gonna take 3 to the face. I'm gonna let them have this, I guess. I don't want them to have that. You hoping for Saga, Monkey, or Luris? I don't think Saga is gonna get banned. Like, it's a super, and like what they all said on Twitter, like what the people at WotC said on Twitter is there's obvious better cards and good cards, but there's none that are like, oh man, they have 4 types. Like obviously Saga and Monkey are really good, but I don't think they're broken necessarily. They're just like top tier, but they can easily be dealt with. All right, Tarmogoyf, we don't care about. Riftbolt. I'm gonna keep them on lands if we can. What was their hand again? Unholy Heat. Just a bunch of sagas. If you don't respond to a haxation with "get the fuck out of my game," you I should have. Light up the stage. Yeah, we're just gonna keep them on lands if possible. I don't know what Urza Saga probably gets like a needle or something, which is unfortunate. We have no way to deal with that. The end of the Bugbear, we don't care. We're gonna actually mill ourselves here. Another land. We will get a tapped red source. Let's just drain here. Because I don't want to tap this, and we can just play bridge next turn. Oh, Needle is actually really good here. We can Needle Urza Saga and just kind of shut off all their... Well, we don't care about them making constructs, I guess, to be honest. I wish I knew what to name with this. We could just name Urza Saga here. It's MH2 pile that deck, yeah. Oh, they're smart. They're making it. Yeah, we'll just name Urza Saga. And then we'll take one and dump our hand. Okay. So we gotta... I don't know what they're gonna get with Urza Saga. But yeah, I do agree with you that it would be interesting, like if they banned Lurrus just to shake up the they're tapping wrong. To kind of shake up the meta so that not all decks are Lurrus decks. I'm trying to think of what they get here. Oh, Soul-God Lantern? We don't care about that. They can cycle it. We don't want them to have any bolts, though. Monkey, sure. So the only way we lose is if, oh, they dashed it. The only way we lose is if they go to face. Put burn to face. That's a good draw. We're gonna Stirrings and probably take Shredder here. Oh, actually... Oh, man. How much burn? I feel like we have to take Cookbook here. I can always get something back, but I feel like Cookbook's way too good here, so we don't get burned out. So now we're like super protected. Hey, Swiss, what's going on? So as long as they don't get like a Needle for Cookbook. Wrapped up D&D, how was that? Oh, they got a bauble. Okay, who cares? How did D&D go? I thought we'd be wrapping this up sooner, but you know how it is with these Lantern games. It was fun killing giants and saving the world. Nice. Love to hear it. So they're gonna draw a forest. Nice. It stinks that like Wrenn and 6 is great, but they have all unholy heats and stuff, so it's like it doesn't even matter. And we're just gonna like let them have it because it doesn't matter. We're just gonna eat this now also. I don't think they're running like Skullcrack, but nice, they conceded. That's good. So Fatal pushes in. I think Cloth is in for the life gain. Spellskite's excellent here. They have to have like a Braids or something. I think we bring in this. What's not good? Thoughtseize is out. Cage doesn't seem very good. Pixis. I'm not sure for the Needle. The Needle we could always name Baubles because that's can always be kind of important. It's not the biggest deal. Could Chalice on 0 too, but I'd rather just have that. So if we want these in... So they're just like a green, like a Gruul, like, I don't know, Bernie kind of deck. Take like a trophy out. I think there's something crazy. All right, we're going to keep this hand. It has turn 1 Disruption, has Burn Protection, Saga. It has like a little bit of everything we need. So the only thing we're missing are just like Shredders. We were level 17, 15 HP was level 1. Oh, okay. EE for 1. Nice. Well, at least we know what we're gonna brush fire elemental. So they have to play this land to play this. We'll take Dragon to China because they have to play the land to play that, so they don't even get the like whatever. We'd rather put this in the yard and then not get a trigger from Channeler. Like, we're gonna take one here from the brush. It's pretty fun. Just absurd amount of damage done taken. I mean, that sounds neat. Oh, they didn't play it. Okay. So God Lantern. They just have a bunch of stuff that we don't care about. I guess we'll just play out Saga. And then just Needle BE. That seems fine. And we'll put out some bait here. I'm more or less playing Meat Shield tank of a Paladin. I feel like Paladins are always really fun. That's really annoying. Hopefully they like dash it and take a land, I guess. Okay, cool. We could Galv Blast this. I think we're going to. Normally you don't play them as DPS with a splash of healing. Oh, you just play them as DPS with a splash of healing. Oh, I was a Paladin. I think I was a chaotic neutral or something Paladin. I forget. Great, we drew another land. I forget what kind of Paladin I was, but yes, there is magic going on. We are going to start making constructs here. They have a brush elemental, a brush fire elemental in hand, and that's as much as we know. Whirling Vortex, oof, it's kind of gross. So I'm assuming they have a land to pump this, okay. So we're going to take 3. So let's say we're gonna fetch. We're just gonna make them use these seals on. That's a good draw for that, but so they should use a seal on this. Yep, that's fine. Oh, I'm dropping frames, am I? How from like 1 to 10, how bad is it? Because we've only been on for less than 3 hours. You're playing against giants right now? Oh. All right, we will play Cookbook. Yeah, let me know how bad it is. Oh, actually, I didn't want them to have this. That's kind of annoying. Oh, I guess I'll just trophy it away. That's really annoying. I guess I'll have to check it after this. Sorry about that. Yeah, I should have shuffled this away. I forgot about the can't gain life thing. Probably could have kept this on top, to be honest, but... I'll fix it after this game. Oh, look at this. I'm gonna trophy this now. Probably activate it. Oh no, they didn't. Okay. So get rid of the monkey on top so I don't have to deal with that also. Nice, I'll land. Alright, so we'll go get Saga back. I don't care if they draw a monkey. Do we want to make a food with this? Is it any better? How's the quality? I'll fix it after this, I guess. All right. So they're gonna dash in monkey here. Probably hit Wrenn. Oh, they're gonna hit me and take Saga? That's fine. Totally fine with that. I guess we'll just cookbook this away. We're definitely gonna shred this away. Because we don't want them to get a Saga themselves. Seal Fire. Discard the lantern, make a food, and then we'll just eat the food and we'll be ahead on board. And we don't have to keep the food for to make the tokens big. We'll be fine. Oh, actually, we should have cookbooked that. That was my fault. We'll get a land. We can always return it. We can always do this. Then just eat the food. Yeah, we don't care if they draw Seal Fire here. This game's like locked up. Monkey. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. There's no way they attack in, right? They did not attack in. Still doing the pausing, but not as long? Okay. Yeah, this game should be over very shortly. They're, I'm just gonna make a couple constructs and then they die. Draw push. And then we go get just like another shredder. And just attack for lethal. Oh, not lethal, but we're one short. Damn, because we could make a food here, but so I guess that did matter if we didn't make foods. It's kind of funny. Oh no, I'm dumb. So we could have made a food and pinged with Wrenn. That's my fault. Restart the stream. Yeah, it's so weird that it's doing that though. Yeah, so we missed lethal there. But it's okay. Oh, Ancient Grudge. So they might play a couple things to block. And then just monkey to block, but then we can just ping, push, whatever. Doesn't really matter. But yeah, we just win here. We can just attack with both. We can ping and attack. It doesn't matter. Okay, nice. All right, we're 3-1. Luris. It's a weird hand. I'm gonna try it though. We're on the draw. You thought your internet was dying? Yeah. Oh no. We're fucked. God damn it. This is the one matchup we wanted to avoid. We literally just lose to this. Our mana base is terrible, and unless we draw all brutalities and stuff like that. We might be okay. I don't think so. They're gonna play like an idol in here. Yeah, we're fucked. God damn it. Time to luck sack it. So we bring in. I kind of just want to. I think I just want to scoop. There's absolutely no way. Let me see. We bring in push, Spellskite, jar. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't want to show them what I'm on. I mean, maybe I make them think we're Jund or something. I'm probably going to scoop so they don't know what I'm on. Because there's absolutely no way I can play out any of these like safely. If like I don't draw a Brutality here. Right now they think I'm Jund. So maybe they'll bring in like a bunch of like paths or something. Oh, Goblin God can give them info. Fair. Sold. God, this is the one matchup I feel like we have zero chance to beat. Where's our deck? Oh, there it is. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like we need exactly Cookbook. Cookbook is just like, it sucks. Cage is weirdly okay because it's Luris, but like, all right, let's definitely get rid of these Thought Seizes. And like a bridge here. We just really need Cookbook. That's just like the win con. We just need Cookbook, Brutalities, like pushes, I don't know, and then we're good. Man, we're always in that 3-2 camp. I mean, we can't throw this back. We're just gonna take so much fucking damage here. Nah, there's no way. The 3-2 struggle, look at Thursday. Like our Thursday or our modern Thursday? Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm in the same camp usually. I usually get lucky and go 2-1 with the occasional 3-0. Arthur, yeah. But you also do play roulette decks, right? I'll definitely be playing Glimpse again. I just wanted to play some other decks for YouTube, but I did enjoy that Glimpse deck. All right, so we'll put this out so we can get Cookbook as soon as possible. It sucks that we're drawing this. All right, I will hydrate, thank you. Jay, we're gonna... Okay, at least Goblin God's gonna draw us this land. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Bridge is looking pretty good, huh? So let's hit all these triggers here. Land. Jeez. You know, that's weird. I don't know why I didn't play out Cage here. It's kind of strange, actually. All right, well, they just drew us 2 cards. There's Brutality. So we are going to draw this Brutality, which is great. I almost think I should have played the Stomping Ground tapped instead of another Saga, because we just need Cookbook. Lava Spike, sure. So obviously we're going to make a token and block this. But I'm assuming that they're going to just bolt this and then get in for 5. This should just eat that. This is going to be huge. Do we make a construct here, or... Or do we Brutality? I think we Brutality. Because we can escalate a shit ton here. Get Cookbook here. We're gonna triple. We can pitch these lands. Yeah, we're definitely gonna triple everything here. All right, so they saved that. That's fine. And yeah, it does also set a bridge. Oh my god. So I guess we'll take Charm. Their hand's like stacked as shit. Then they can only one spell. Oh, because they can Rift Bolt and... I gotcha. Well, this is annoying. I don't know how we beat this. We can't even make a construct because they have Searing Blaze in hand. So now they suspend Rift Bolt here. That would be a good one to draw. So we're gonna get Shredder here so we can get rid of Eidolon. Whirling Vortex, Jesus Christ. Oh man. So we're gonna get for 3 here. We like have to get rid of that. So now they can't attack. But I think, what was our last card in hand? Was it a burn spell? We're about to be crispy. It's gonna be close. We're gonna go down to 2, and then they draw. So for they draw Vortex. Last card is Searing Blaze. Thank you. If they Searing Blaze their own Swift Spear, does that? I don't know how. I forget how Searing Blaze, how that works. I know they play Vortex and we go down to 1. Let's see. Wait, what? When did they get this? Oh. I shuffled with, I'm stupid. Never mind. Yeah. Okay. We knew that. I mean, we're dead to, like, any burn spell. Like... I mean, at least we get to... I think this is the only way to... This is the only way. We have to fade 1 burn spell. Oh my god, they drew it? Come on. They drew the Vortex? What is that shit? This is such shit. Do we just... So here's the thing. No. So we can eat a food. We can live here. So we can make a, let's see, we can eat a food. So let's do this. Well, let's see if they draw anything crazy here. I mean, they can just never tap out now and I can never gain life again. Yeah, we gotta discard it so they can't attack. It's almost like worth it to... No, because if they need exactly Boros Charm here. Or they can just kill me at this trigger here. I can't believe they drew it again. Don't bolt me, bro. Don't bolt me. God, it sucks I can't believe they have that too. It's so lame. The eternal game of plus Wrenn activate cookbook. Yeah, it's... If we can get a needle... What if we get a needle and we can needle this? So if we can live one more turn with the saga... Right? Unless they just have a bolt and... Oh, wait, what the... I mean, they can just activate it again. That's fine. So I wanted to actually use that stirrings, but I fucked up, but... God damn it. Oh, this has me so fucking frazzled, man. No. Ugh, I can't believe it. Ah! The last game, it had to be burn. That, yeah, that, with our shock, hold on, we'll talk about it. All right, so we went 3-2. Let's, feels bad. Yeah, all right, let's talk about the deck. What did I think about it? It was fun. It was definitely fun. The shock mana base was really rough, whereas a Buried Ruin was really annoying. We drew it often, and we only had access to 2 colors and not 3 colors, so we weren't able to cast Wrenn or any of our like spells on like the turn we needed them, which stunk. Sagas were obviously great, but yeah, the fetch mana base was pretty rough. This is all pretty stock. The Galv Blasts actually were surprisingly really good and flexible, like we had hoped, and they hit face, they hit creatures, and they felt really good. Wrenn was whatever. We didn't really use Trophy, and Collective Brutality was pretty good, as it should be. And then sideboard, we didn't get to use Ashiok. Clothis, you guys saw, did work. Pushes were fine. And these are, a lot of these cards are what we use in our normal build, which is Abzan, like I talked about in the beginning, where we splash white for Prismatic Ending. And yeah, everything else is pretty much Abzan sideboard stuff that I put into the sideboard. So yeah, I probably won't play this again. We'll probably go back to... I did enjoy, like, this is my normal build. Like Abzan, we got our endings. We have our normal fatal pushes. Like, we didn't face any graveyard decks, but Dolthy's really good and that stuff. And then we have our fast lands, like we talked about in the beginning with Blooming Marsh and Concealed Courtyard, so we don't take damage. Same with Glimmer Void. So I really did miss those Rainbow lands, and then Academy Ruins is one of my favorite lands, which allows us to mill ourselves to find our cards quicker if we have Academy out. Yeah, so that's the deck. I would say give it a try, at least once, and then just see how you like it. But other than that, I'll probably stick with Abzan for now, or if something else interesting pops up, we may like test that, but we'll see. We always have fun playing Lantern. The base of the deck is always good. That's how we won most of the matchups, so it didn't matter what colors we were. So easier colors, I think, mean easier games for us. But yeah, again, thanks so much for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe. We'll see you later. Peace. Not even big. Make sure to comment, or it's done. We're done. No more videos.